This is engine 38. It's a 2007 KME severe service cab and chassis. It is equipped with a 1,250 gallon minute pump, 750 gallons of water, and a 20 gallon foam tank. When going to start this vehicle, the first thing we are going to do is down at the side of the driver's seat is a master battery switch. Just turn it on. All your gauges will light up, hit an ignition switch, which is the top of the dashboard. Turn that on, all your gauges will indicate, come up for you. At that point, you're ready to hit the start button. For your emergency lighting, your master control switch is above the driver. It's one switch, turns all your emergency lighting on. You also have control of your rear scene lights and your compartment's lights from up here. The other control you have in the center console is for your generator. Just lifting this and moving the switch. Again, the transmission should be in neutral. It should be started once the engine has started and transmission is in neutral. By pushing this switch up, you'll feel the generator kick on. To turn it off, just flip the switch down and it will shut off. You also have your brow light control, which is located in the center part of the console. For the pump operation on the engine, it's the same principle as the tanker. The lower left by the steering wheel is your road to pump with the air brake engaged and the transmission in neutral. Move your switch from road down the pump. Again, you'll get a green light, but here you also get a buzzer coming from the side at the pump. With that engaged, you put this in drive, which here we have a push button transmission instead of a lever. To take the pump out of gear is just reverse. You would put the transmission in neutral. Once your RPM gauge has come back to 0, or your miles per hour gauge, I'm sorry, reach down. It was then okay to take this out of the pump and move it back to road. Once the light goes out, you're okay to move the vehicle. In the rear portion of the engine cab, you have seating for 6. 4 of those seats are equipped with air packs. The other 2 seats are just fold-down jump seats. Your rear folding seats back here for the jump seats are located at each door and just fold down. Again, they are not equipped with air packs. Also back here you have your radios for each riding position. We have hand lights. You have access to the tick and also CO monitor, which are attached to the back of the officer's seat. The engine, along with the hose capacity, is equipped with 4 cross lays of 200 feet each of 1.75" hose. Moving back to the driver's side of the engine, you have your pump panel. Atop of it is your deck gun and also a 7,500 watt generator. Moving to driver's side, compartment 1, again is your pump operator's panel. Here we have our 200-foot electrical reel along with adapters and other hand lines or landlines for electric. You have toolboxes, short sections of 1.75", short sections of 5". You also have our chimney kit, which is in this compartment. Driver compartment number 2, we have salvage kits, absorbent pads, jump bags and rope. Harnesses are packed up in here also. You have 4 runners, salvage tarps, seam tape. We have a Sawzall and we have a lockout tagout kit. For driver compartment number 3, we have various hand tools, your irons, shovels, brooms, bolt cutters, sledgehammers, your flares. Down on the bottom is your Amcus Combi tool. Off the rear of the engine, we have our Blitzfire line, which is 200 feet of 3-inch that it's connected to. You have 250 feet of 3-inch supply line, 1,300 feet of 5-inch. You have access to your hard tubes in the upper right corner. Coming down to the center, we have cribbing, remembering that this is your second out piece on all accidents. On the bottom of that, we have our high-rise pack, which is 200 feet of 1.75" with a gated Y and a nozzle attached. You also have access to your ladders. We carry a 14-foot ladder, roof ladder, and a 28-foot extension ladder, 2-section. On the officer side, officer's compartment 1, we have water rescue equipment, which is your life jackets, helmets, rope bags, throw bags. All your medical is on this side as far as trauma bag, AED, and oxygen. Down the lower portion is all your portable extinguishers, a turbo draft, and this empty foam, which gives you attach it to it and keeps the air away from the intake of the turbo draft. Compartment 2 on the officer's side is various hand tools, poles, and pry bars. Compartment 3 of the officer's side contains your saws. On the top we have your chainsaw, all your fuels for the chainsaws, cutter's edge is mounted on the second shelf, along with tools for the chainsaw and also chaps to be worn when operating chainsaws. We have our positive pressure fan and also our K12, along with cones again for highway safety. Both the engine and tanker, the cabs tilt to access the motor compartment. To do this safely, you must first disconnect your front intakes. Take your front intake and swivel it forward so that the cab, when it tilts, does not hit it. After disconnecting your front intakes, you move back to the officer's side at the pump panel is the controls for the cab tilt. All you have to do is turn to unlock it. At the same time, there's a button here that must be pushed. To raise it, there's a switch above it. Just push that switch up and the cab will tilt. The safety feature built in to this, once the cap is up, is this arm, which is above the piston that lifts the cab, will slip into place over top of that piston to hold the cab up. That's a safety feature that is built into both units. To check fluids on both engine and tanker with the cabs raised, you can step in. You have access to your power steering fluid check, your oil check, windshield washer check. If you would need to add oil to this unit, and also the tanker, it is right directly on top at this knob here. The cab does not need to be raised every time you need to check fluids. We also have built into both the engine and the tanker an access panel from the rear of the cab, from inside the rear of the cab. It's located, you can see the bottom of it, which you would have access to from, again, inside the rear cab. To lower the cab, again, you come back to the officer's side, push your lock mechanism in, which will release the safety catch on top of the piston. Once you have released the safety lock, Again, reach in, push and hold the black button on the bottom, and then hit the lower switch, and the cab will start coming down. Once it is down, release everything, put this switch in the center position, and just lock it. Just turn the knob and lock it. To sum this all up, as a firefighter and or an operator, you should be going over your rigs every week at least. Around the firehouse, equipment does get moved, things do change. You have to inspect your vehicles, make sure that everything is in place. Another safety feature that I teach my guys, my operators, is before you even move the rig, take a walk around the rig. Make sure nothing is open, laying underneath or alongside that you could damage. Just remember, safety is first. Thank you.